at a time. It is Thursday. I'm going to say March 17th. Is today St. Patty's Day? I don't actually know. I think it is. If it is, happy St. Patty's Day. If I missed it, sorry. Not a holiday that I celebrate. Or yeah, not something I go out and drink green beer. Anybody going to go drink green beer? And anyways, I digress. Total right turn. Anyways, two congratulations to send out this morning. First and foremost, Karen, thank you very much for making a donation to the Central Valley Food Bank. That is something that is near and dear to my heart. It is something we are doing. And yes, folks, we are going to be sending out a check as of right now for over $13,000. Folks, that's what I believe YouTubers should be celebrating. YouTubers should be celebrating how much they give, not their income or their sports cars or anything of that nature. YouTube is a platform to educate. It is a platform for growth. Unfortunately, a lot of YouTubers choose to scare, fear, and there is a lot of that out there, which I choose not to participate. Second, Anna, congratulations for getting your deal. Your card will be going out in the mail today. It is already stamped and ready to go. So, folks, I am going to complain, vent a lot about the Fed yesterday. The Fed simply said, well, first off, the Fed did exactly what I expected them to do, not what I hoped they should do. So hopefully over the last 2 weeks, you heard me stay true to my words that a half a point move was the right move. But as expected, the Fed wimped out. They did a quarter point move. I believe the Fed chose Wall Street over Main Street. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I had a meme ready to go. The meme is basically a parent playing with his kid in a pool. The kid is Wall Street. The parent in the pool is the Fed. Off to the side, you see businesses drowning, and sure enough, at the bottom of the pool, you see the middle class. Yes, folks, again, the Fed chose Wall Street over Main Street, and we will get into that more as we go forward. The thing that has annoyed me and almost made me throw my phone at the wall yesterday was watching Powell in his Q&A session repeatedly say, how many times did he say something like, we have 1.7 job openings for every unemployed person? I counted him saying that 3 times before I had to just exit the news conference. This is bad. He has a job of full employment and stable prices. He is failing on one and he's nailed the other. In fact, he has nailed the other one so strong that he has 1.7 openings for every unemployed. We have 3.8% unemployed, possibly heading to 2%. And yet, in that strong of a market, he refuses to take it up a half a point because Wall Street would have a fit and Wall Street would have, the market would have been down significantly yesterday. That is why I say he took care of Wall Street. He wants to telegraph everything so those rich bankers and those rich hedge funds could set up their chips and no one is surprised. That is what happened. I've got more. So Powell, there is misalignment in the labor market, but not wage spiral. Again, this is something that we have been talking about for 2 or 3 months. It is something that is certainly out there, and it's circling. So what I would tell Jerome Powell is just wait. You don't want wage inflation to take hold. Once it takes hold, dude, you're done. You're done. So just wait for wage spirals to start, because at this point, you've got gas prices, you've got food, you've got rent, you've got all of these things. People are going to be demanding and getting more wages. Just bad. Number 2, balance sheet reduction starting in May. the next meeting. I believe, and I've said it many times, that he missed an opportunity to unload the balance sheet when war broke out. What did we see? We saw a rush to safety for like 3 days. He could have easily reduced the balance sheet. And now, let's be clear, it was a black swan event. It may have been difficult timing wise, but God darn it, he is the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He should have been playing 4D or 3D chess and unloaded $1 trillion. He could have said yesterday, folks, good news. You know that $9.1 trillion that we're kind of afraid to unravel? We got rid of $1 trillion when the market was hungry for treasuries. But no, he didn't do it. He's going to start in May. The next meeting, probably going to raise rates again, and the unwinding is going to be messy. You missed an opportunity. Remember, Powell's goal is sustained maximum employment and price stability. For most of my adult life, full unemployment was 6%. It was then ratcheted down to 5.5% and then 5%. It's at 3.8%, dude. What the heck? Powell speaks, he wimps out, Amazon shoots up, Facebook shoots up, Netflix shoots up, Apple shoots up. The rich got richer. And what the middle class, the poor, us everyday Americans, we are going to be set up for an environment of stagflation. It's going to be yucky, just like the 70s. And oh, by the way, sometime in the future, we are going to have to pay for this with interest, and it could be painful. Powell, we will get back to inflation of 2% sometime. And right now, he's talking 2024. That should send shivers down your spine. Inflation to be elevated for 3 years. Jackass. Powell, chances of a recession are low. Congratulations. You are absolutely right, Jerome. We can't have a recession in a stagflation environment. That means low growth, just in high inflation. Bad. He has chosen stagflation over a short recession. The Fed expects 6 more hikes this year. Their dot plot takes some of them over 3.5% Fed funds, which probably brings 30-year mortgage to 6.5 or 7. This is the one that gets me the most. The Fed is talking about getting inflation down to 4.3% this year, which sounds okay, but you've got to watch their vocabulary. You and I talk about CPI, Consumer, you and me, Price Index. It was reported at 7.9%, and then I corrected the rent error, and it's at 11.2. The Fed talks about PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditure. So when the Fed says they're going to get inflation down to 4.3, they're not talking CPI. They're talking their PCE and the PCE deflator and all of this nonsense that you and I don't look at. So just for reference, the last PCE reading, I believe, was 5.9. So they're talking about a drop of 1.6. So if CPI is correctly 11.2, congratulations. CPI will be in the 9s come December. Fail. He is seeing that PCE will be 2.7% in, 21 months, the end of 2023. That equates to about 5 or 6% CPI. This is why wage inflation is going to take over, because ordinary people have very little room in their budgets, and they're already suffering. And then finally, 2024, 3 months from now, PCE will be down to 2.3%, which equates to about 3.84% CPI. Yuck. That's going to be very, very messy. So again, Powell, your Fed cronies, you missed it. In fact, there was only one Fed president with any stones, any backbone. It is Bullard. Bullard came out and dissented. So it was not a unanimous vote because Bullard has some stones. He said we should do a 0.5 point, and he was right. They should have. Just this morning, Bank of America. What am I? Bank of America? Bank of England raised rates for the third time. Yes, Bank of England is ahead of the game, and they are trying. Weekly jobless claims came in better than expected. We're back to kind of traditional levels, 214,000, expected 220. Prices paid inside the unemployment, highest since June 1979. Folks, the 70s are here. Jerome Powell is repeating Arthur Burns' mistakes. It is comical how he is repeating the utter failures of Arthur Burns. I stand by something I said 3 weeks ago, that if Jerome Powell only raised a quarter, that Jerome Powell will be fired or resigned at the end of this year, and we will get a Paul Volcker 2.0. When that happens, that person's going to come in, and he or she is not going to play around. Highest prices paid since June of 1979. Man. Got some earnings today that we were talking about over the weekend. Warburg Parker, eyeglasses. Sales are sliding. Weak forecast. Again, retail is struggling. We saw retail sales disappoint yesterday. Dollar General, this was a big one. Dollar General reported decent earnings and actually gave pretty good guidance for the year. That is actually a red flag. Trust me. Dollar General does good, other retailers do bad. It is that simple. And then finally, Lennar Home Builder, we're a real estate channel. Lennar beat on revenue, right? Beat on revenue, missed on earnings per share, because again, all you have the costs in between that, expenses. And yes, they are being hurt by inflation, dead days, labor costs. It is ugly, ugly, ugly being a builder. But yes, they are getting top prices. So again, happy St. Paddy's Day. Thank you, congratulations, Anna. Thank you, Karen, for your donation. I can't wait to talk to Jonathan Twomley here in a little bit. We've got the Three Amigos later today as well. And of course, the CEO of Henlane is coming back for her bi-weekly conversations. So folks, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Powell, you failed. Bye.